What's something you'll never do again? Years ago, I was on a flight to visit my family for Christmas. I was seated next to a woman who was clearly terrified of flying. She was shaking, sweating, and gripping the armrest so tightly her knuckles were white. I tried to comfort her, telling her that flying was statistically the safest way to travel, but she was inconsolable. As we took off, she started hyperventilating, and I could see tears streaming down her face. In a moment of panic, I remembered something my mother used to do for me when I was scared as a child. I reached over and held her hand, telling her to squeeze it as hard as she needed to. She looked at me surprised, but then nodded and held on. Throughout the flight, I talked to her about anything and everything to keep her mind off the turbulence. I told her about my family, my job, my favorite movies, anything to distract her. Slowly, she started to calm down. By the time we landed, she was smiling and even laughing a little. She thanked me profusely, saying that she didn't know how she would have gotten through the flight without me. I felt good, knowing I had helped someone in need. Years later, I was watching the news when I saw a story about a woman who had been arrested for trying to smuggle drugs on a plane. I recognized her immediately as the woman I had helped on that flight. It turns out she had been using her fear of flying as a cover to smuggle drugs on board. I had unknowingly helped a criminal. I'll never trust a stranger on a plane again.